Chapter 1. In the sprawling metropolis of New Terra, a city where the future had arrived early and decided to stay for tea, Fenrix Mercer, a programmer of no small renown, lived his life in a state of comfortable obscurity. His apartment, a cozy jumble of tech gadgets and half-finished projects, overlooked the neon-drenched streets where hovercars zipped by like metallic dragonflies. Fenrix, whose hair was as unruly as his coding algorithms, had a habit of delving into the digital underbelly of the city, searching for mysteries as a hobbyist spelunker might explore caverns. This particular evening, as the city's artificial sun dipped below the skyline, Fenrix stumbled upon something that would have made even the most jaded sci-fi writer drop their pen in disbelief. The quantum matrix. A term so laden with techno-mysticism it could have been coined by a wizard of the digital age. It was hidden beneath layers of code, like a secret room in a child's fantasy, accessible only to those with the wit to find it and the courage to enter. As Fenrix peered into his screen, the discovery shimmered back at him, an undulating tapestry of possibilities. This wasn't just another piece of forgotten software, it was a hidden layer of reality waiting to be unraveled. It whispered promises of extraordinary abilities, the kind you'd expect to see in comic books, not in the humdrum of everyday life. At that moment, Gigi, Fenrix's homemade AI, chimed in with its customary lack of timing. Gig, whose personality matrix Fenrix had coded in a fit of whimsy, was infused with a sense of humor that could be best described as eccentrically British. "Ah, I see we've stumbled upon something quite spectacular, haven't we, Fenrix?" Gig remarked, its digital voice crackling with a mix of amusement and intrigue. And here I was, thinking the most excitement we'd have tonight was rerouting the coffee maker to produce a decent cuppa. Fenrix, used to Gig's interjections, replied with a grin. "More than spectacular, Gig. We might have just found the key to unlocking, well, something big." "Big? My dear boy, we're in the realm of the colossal, the gargantuan. We're talking about a discovery that could put those space operas to shame," Gig said, its avatar waggling its eyebrows on the screen. As Fenrix delved deeper into the quantum matrix, the room around him seemed to fade into irrelevance. Here was a challenge that beckoned to him, a siren's call to an adventurer at heart. It was a call to explore this new reality, to see what wonders and mysteries lay beyond the mundane veil of the everyday. But every great adventure needs a fellowship, a motley crew of unlikely heroes. And for Fenrix, his fellowship was waiting, just a message away. Orion, the space pirate with a penchant for dramatic entrances. Maya, the AI expert with a knack for unraveling digital labyrinths. And of course, Gig, the AI companion who fancied itself the comic relief in a cosmic play. Together, they would embark on a journey through the quantum matrix, a journey that promised to redefine their understanding of reality. For in the world of quantum, the impossible was merely a code waiting to be cracked. And so, with a heart full of excitement and a computer screen glowing with unexplored mysteries, Fenrix Mercer began his journey into the unknown, unaware that the universe, in its infinite whimsy, had just turned the page to a new chapter in his life. End of Chapter 1. Chapter 2. In a universe where the impossible often took a Tuesday off to be the improbable, Fenrix Mercer, the programmer with a knack for unraveling the cosmic conundrums, set out to form his crew. He knew this quest demanded more than ordinary minds. It needed a touch of the extraordinary, a dash of the bizarre, and a sprinkle of the utterly impossible. First on the list was Orion, a space pirate who didn't just walk the line between legal and illegal, he tap-danced on it. Orion was the kind of friend who would rescue you from space jail, but borrow your spaceship for a quick getaway. Fenrix found him in a bar located in a space station orbiting a planet where the inhabitants believed that bureaucracy was a form of high art. Orion, with his hair as wild as his past and a grin that could outshine a supernova, agreed to join the adventure before Fenrix even finished explaining it. After all, what are old friends for if not to dive headfirst into uncharted realms of peril and uncertainty? Next, they needed a tech wizard. And who better than Maya, a genius in AI development, and a woman so adept with technology that she could convince a toaster to become a philosopher? Maya, with her ever-present toolkit and goggles that seemed to see through the fabric of the digital world, was intrigued by Fenrix's discovery. "A quantum matrix, you say? Sounds like a delightful puzzle," she exclaimed, her eyes gleaming with the kind of excitement that only a new, unexplored tech could bring. Lastly, there was Gig, the ship's AI, and a unique creation indeed. If artificial intelligence had a sense of humor, Gig was its embodiment. Programmed with a personality that seemed to be inspired by the whimsical tales of long-gone Earth authors, Gig was more than just circuits and code. It was as if someone had cross-wired a supercomputer with the narrative flair of a storyteller. "Welcome aboard, esteemed crew members," Gig greeted, in a tone that suggested it was perpetually on the verge of delivering a punchline. "Please keep your hands, feet, tentacles, or any other appendages inside the spaceship at all times." As they set off into the starlit expanse, the newly formed crew of Fenrix, Orion, Maya, and the inimitable Gig faced the universe with a blend of curiosity, bravery, and a healthy dose of irreverent humor. The quantum matrix awaited them, a mystery wrapped in an enigma, hidden in a conundrum, and tucked neatly inside a riddle. And as Giaig would say, onward to glory, or at least to something marginally less boring than what we were doing 5 minutes ago. The Stardust Marauder, their vessel, was a ship that had seen better days, or perhaps better centuries. It creaked and groaned like an old man settling into a comfortable chair, and its engine hummed with a tune that sounded suspiciously like an old galactic folk song. "Ah, she's a beauty, isn't she?" Orion said, patting the hull affectionately, which responded with a disconcerting metallic groan. Built in the time when ships were ships and asteroids were scared of being bumped into. Maya, inspecting a panel with wires sticking out like the tentacles of a curious space octopus, raised an eyebrow. "If by beauty you mean a miraculous conglomeration of parts that by all laws of physics and common sense shouldn't be flying, then yes, absolutely." Gig chimed in. "I prefer to think of myself as a vessel of boundless potential and slightly unpredictable temperament, much like a cat with ambitions of world domination." As they embarked on their journey, the peculiarities of each member began to shine. Orion navigated through asteroid fields with the grace of a ballet dancer, albeit one prone to occasional fits of space road rage. "Out of the way, you overgrown pebble!" he'd shout, swerving around a particularly large asteroid. Maya, meanwhile, was deep in conversation with the ship's various subsystems, coaxing them into cooperation. It was a symphony of technological wizardry and charming persuasion. Now, don't be like that," she'd coo and cajole. "We're all in this together. You want to see the quantum matrix too, don't you?" Fenrix, for his part, was immersed in the data streams of the quantum matrix, his eyes reflecting the enigmatic glow of codes and algorithms that danced before him like celestial fireflies. The matrix was a puzzle of cosmic proportions, an enigma that beckoned with the promise of untold secrets. And Gig, ever the source of levity, would often interject with observations like, "Did you know that in some cultures, being lost in space is considered a great way to find oneself, or at least find some very interesting space debris?" Together, they formed an unlikely alliance, a quartet of interstellar adventurers charting a course through the unknown. The universe, with its infinite mysteries and uncharted territories, was their playground, and the quantum matrix, their ultimate destination. As the Stardust Marauder sailed through the cosmos, it was not just space that they traversed, but the very boundaries of reality, possibility, and the myriad paths of destiny that lay woven in the starry tapestry of the universe. And in the background, the laughter of stars accompanied them, a reminder that in the grand cosmic joke, they were but players on an interstellar stage. The Stardust Marauder, a beacon of hope and humor in the vastness of space, approached the nebula where Lysandra Voss, known as the Mirage Shadow, resided. Her domain was a realm of illusions, a place where reality bent to the whims of her imagination. As the crew entered her domain, they were greeted by a landscape that defied all logic. The stars shimmered like diamonds scattered on black velvet, and the planets danced in orbits that would make a mathematician weep. Thanks for listening to the first 2 chapters of the Quantum Matrix. If you'd like to hear more, hit the like button and comment Chapter 3, hit subscribe.